I haven't made one of these videos in a very long time, but I thought it'd be a very appropriate time because I'm pretty much almost at the end of this long 7-year journey of pursuing physical therapy. And this past week, I just passed my boards. I'll be getting my license in a couple weeks. I'm currently working at an outpatient clinic, and I thought it'd be good to just make a video just talking about so many thoughts I've had about this 7-year journey. I recently had a talk with someone else who was looking to change careers and become a physical therapist. And I thought it'd be also good to just kind of share some of the things that kind of came out of that conversation because I think it's been a long time. I haven't made one of these videos in a while, but hopefully you get something out of this. And I think the biggest takeaway I had from that conversation was just the fact that I was very lucky to have a lot of support. Sylvia was the best. She basically supported us for the last 7 years. We agreed upon us doing this together because I think if I didn't have her support, it'd be so hard to kind of go through this. There were so many highs and lows through this entire journey. I remember my first year of PT school, first term. There were lots of nights where I spent just kind of crying, thinking I wasn't good enough to do this, thinking I have lots of imposter syndrome. Like, who am I as I think 36-year-old man trying to go back to school into a medical field with having no prior experience with it? Like, who am I to be doing this? I had lots of younger classmates who were probably a lot better than me. All these thoughts filtered into my head. There were lots of nights I spent just staying up late to try and study, trying to catch up, trying to just learn the material. And throughout it all, it was so awesome to just have someone be there for us, so that I don't have to take on as much of the burden on my own. I would say that 7 years, looking back on it, it seems so short, but it was also a long time for both of us just because it put us back a little bit in terms of what we wanted to do as a family, going to be a dad soon. And it's just that, I was very fortunate to have her support throughout this, both from an emotional standpoint, both from a financial standpoint, because she was supporting us while I was going to school and I wasn't working. So we had to make money somehow. And it was definitely very rough on us, and especially on her, just having to constantly worry about money issues. So I definitely couldn't have done it without having any support from anybody. And I think looking back on it too, I think we were having this conversation in the car, and it was also something that she was very willing to support me on this because it's very rare that I had the drive, the conviction to basically pursue something. But as soon as I basically mentioned to her in 2018, after a landmark session where I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because I wanted to be there for my community. I wanted to pursue something in health and fitness because that was a passion of mine. And I looked into the steps I needed to do for this, where in 2018, I had to take all these different classes because all of my credits expired. So I have to retake a lot of chemistry, biology, physics, statistics, you name it, all these different classes that you would normally need to apply for school. I basically had to retake them all. And that was at least a 2+ year time frame to do all these classes while working full time. And then even after that, I had to apply to school. And so I think for anybody who is looking to do this, one, it is a long process, it is a long journey. You definitely need to have the conviction and know this is exactly what you're going to do, because there are going to be very down times, and you need to know that whatever your mission, your drive, your purpose is, that is going to be strong enough to carry you through. And I think for me, it was always something that I just stayed committed to, and I always had doubts, but I think at the same time, the mission or the goal or the purpose was higher than that. So if anything, if you're going to do something, stick to it, have the gumption to basically carry through no matter where it ended to. So I think that was something I really wanted to stress. My journey was long, my journey was tough, but I think if you have the will to carry through, you can pretty much do anything. I think the biggest thing I have after being on the other end of the journey is just that, I'm going to be turning 41 this year. When I started this, I was 30, 35, 34, and time is going to pass by no matter what. Like, I didn't think back then that, who's going to want a 40, 41-year-old like graduate and whatnot. Just all these thoughts like, oh, my age is a deterrent. But ultimately, I think it served as like a superpower for me where I was a bit wiser, a bit older, a bit more mature than my other classmates. And you're going to turn old no matter what. So just having that drive to continue pursuing what it is you're pursuing and not letting anything stop you was a pretty big thing for me, I think. I think it actually helped me kind of carry through, whereas my 24-year-old self will probably not have the fortitude, the gumption, the grit to basically withstand what it is I had to do. Like, I went on academic probation for one of my terms. I was dealing with some family illness in my family, and that required me to be away from school for like each term, like at least 2 terms. And that was very rough. And I'm not going to lie about that. But I think being a bit older kind of helped me push through that and just follow through with my plan rather than just let me fail on my journey. And yeah, at the end of this, like, I'm very happy that I changed my career. And again, I would say it's not for the faint of heart. But overall, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share. Just that, I'm at the end of this. It's been a great journey so far, and I'm looking forward to my continuing journey, doing future big things. So yeah, hopefully you'll see some more videos out of me just sharing more of what I'm looking forward to doing and creating here. Okay, I'll talk to you next time.